Hello again everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We're in a rather scenic, it's got to be said, New Zealand. Probably one of the most amazing places in the sim that you can fly around at the moment. And we're in Wellington, the capital city. We're going to head from the North Island down to the south, and we're going to land at Queenstown, which is a Asobo Handmade Airport from memory. Mats, hello, flight around, no problem at all. Maybe next time. And Jay, hello, hope you're well. You're in Tasmania, I'm in New Zealand, very nice. And Kai, hello to you too. A couple of guys joining us today, which is awesome. All in the Fly UK colours, of course, because we're all logging the flight. Although I'm in Air New Zealand paint. But there we go, quite a few of us. And this is a Wellington enhancement mod from flightsim.to for Wellington Airport itself. So they've improved the lines and things like that. We're using the Luke Air tool as well. Darks and Rolf, Pillow Pilot, hello, and Mariner, welcome as well. Very well, thank you yourself. We're using the Luke Air tool as well. Loads of Air New Zealand announcements, which is really cool. So let's hit the welcome message whilst I set up a few other things.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cameron and I'm your flight service manager. On behalf of your captain, your first officer and your cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard this Air New Zealand service. Air New Zealand is proud to be part of the Star Alliance network. Civil aviation law requires all passengers to comply with all safety notices and signs on this aircraft.
John, hello. Gridderman, welcome. Abdul, welcome to you too.
The cabin crew in preparing for departure,
hope you're all well.
luggage either while underneath the seat in front of you or in
That's
the
all looking
loft
dapper.
above. Please ensure your seatbelts
Company
are
message.
fastened, your seatbacks are upright, and your tray tables and footrests stowed away.
Haven't yet worked out
Next to a window, please ensure that your window blind is open.
what we're going to be using just
This
yet.
is a non-smoking service, and would like to remind you that smoke detectors have been fitted in the toilet.
Kai, no problem. Luke, hello, welcome. And Jason, no, we're using the Luke Air tool, it's called, from flightsim.to. Freeware, it's great. QNH 1019, lovely. Oh, that's already set. That's interesting. Max, hello, welcome. Now we've got the new font, of course, for the MCDU, and we've got the new transponder stuff as well, which is also backlit. And Mariner, yeah, you can. Depends on the context, though, I guess. We've got the EFB all set up, ready to go as well. We'll see about making use of the top of descent calculator again, providing I don't forget like I did last time. Flight director's on, and the standard instrument departure. Pollax 5 Romeo I think I've ended up programming because it wasn't quite working for me nicely. Cruiser flight level 350. Actually, is it? .340 is what I filed on VATSIM. Cool stuff. And Jason, we are indeed. Philip, good evening to you. And Ralph, yes, so what I've had to do is I've added the, I'll show you guys actually. So I added the departure in, and it goes to Pollax, and then from Pollax it went to I think it tried to go to Goplu, which is really not correct.
Something to start the stream with.
Hey Mats, thank you very much. Awesome. That's very kind. Let me show you guys the Navigraph charts for those of you still configuring the aeroplane. We'll push back in about 4 minutes. So, we want to go from Pollax and then a left turn max 250 until complete, down to Larox, Jonah, Sabda. But for some reason what it does for me is it's tried to send me off to Goplu, which is all the way over there first. So I've had to add that SID in. Sadly the transitions down here weren't in the MCDU, which is really annoying. So I've added that SID, and then I've gone into Goplu, I've added Larox, and then I've deleted Omlas, Atrium, Deauville and Goplu. And then I've gone into Larox and I've added Jonah in between Larox and Sabda. Didn't take too long, and it worked fairly well as well. The MCDU suggested there was another page, but I couldn't go to it for some reason, so I'm going to mention that to the QA, or the devs for the flybywire team. Gate 23. So our route today, we're going to depart Pollack's, heading on runway 34, heading north, then braking left, and then leaving the North Island, heading down the coast of the South Island towards Christchurch, which is there. Overflying the Christchurch VOR, so directly over the Christchurch airport area, and then descending through the mountains into Queenstown. And then I think that's Milford Sound. No. Milford Sound's around here, but it's also in the mountains, and it's very, very nice. Lots of options for Queenstown when we get there. We'll go through during the cruise some of the arrival routes and what we are likely to fly depending on our the weather today. We're on MSFS live weather as well. We're at stand 23, which is up here. So let's get the general taxi charts out with the pink dot. And I've got my Volanta ready as well. Although once I've done it, I make sure I minimise it so it's out of the way. Let's go arc. That's set. Managed. Init A and B. Flight plan page done. Takeoff needs refreshing because I've amended a few things. Shouldn't have changed. Jolly good. I think we're there. So, we're on 122.8. Possibly, yeah. It's just yet again. It's just something that SimBrief generated, but I've amended it and just put the Pollack's departure on instead anyway. But you guys can use whatever departures you think would be better or nicer for you guys. Race kit, 160 or so as usual. I think we're there. So we've got the APU on. We can come off external power in a second, and we're going to push back sort of in this route. We're going to try and get onto this line here if we can, using Pushback Express. And Ralph, yep, great point. I've thankfully already started recording the flight today on Skytrack. For those of you flying, then make sure you don't leave without starting Skytrack first. So let's come off external. Beacon on. And we'll start the next Air New Zealand safety demonstration.
Flight attendants, arm your doors. Hello everyone, the doors are now closed. Any portable electronic devices such as MP3 players, laptops, video cameras must now be
Lock the
switched
flight
off.
deck door.
If you have a mobile phone or PDA, activate the flight mode and then turn your device off. If your particular
Wellington
model
traffic,
is
Air
not
New
equipped
Zealand
with the flight
603
mode
at stand
setting, it must be switched off
23,
and remain
push
on
and
for the
start,
duration
facing
of the
south.
flight. Flight attendants, check all doors closed.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Julius, yeah, if you change from live weather...
Parking brakes released.
Oh dear.
Pushing back.
Flight attendants, go to your safety demonstration
Wow.
stations, please. Ladies and gentlemen, shortly we'll show a safety video.
Well, that was fun. I thought that would have happened because this is with the Wellington scenery that's in place. I actually used the Pushback Express option earlier, and I requested an air bridge. And funnily enough, the air bridge didn't come, so I assumed I was going to get a crash to desktop, but I should have checked. I thought it would have been okay, but I think last time this happened, I got set up pretty quickly, so we'll smash through it. He says, drinking on his coffee, wishing it was alcohol. Second time in about a month now that's happened to me. Never usually get crash to desktops, but we're getting there. I've spent the morning actually trying to create a hangar using Blender, pretending like I'm knowing what I'm doing. But I've managed to texture it a little bit, but I can't get it past just general grey. It'd be interesting to know if any of you guys that are on gates have managed to be able to push back as well, or if anything else has triggered it for you guys. Download the pushback helper. Got on yeah, okay, I'll give that a go. I keep saying I'm going to start and give it a go, so why not, eh? Although I'm not sure if I'll set it up correctly. Guys, the second time in about a week or about a month that I've had to really push at setting everything up really quickly. Need the pushback helper.executable, but I've extracted it, but I can't see it. There it is. God, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have so many frustrating, like so many things in the community folder. I'd be able to smash it quite quickly and get this done. But bear with me, folks. Oh, cool. That was quite simple, actually, then. So, pushback helper is ready. That's quite cool. Luke, welcome to the channel. Nice. Now my Fly UK Skytrack's kicking off at me. Good job we hadn't pushed back. Good of it, no problem at all. Yeah, it's bought us about 4 or 5 minutes. So, you guys that use this pushback helper in the live chat, how does it work? I'm going to go to gate 24 now because I'm dubious. Live weather. Go. Okay. Somebody start a stopwatch. See how quickly I can get this done. Viper, nice. Switching it all to an SSD. You'll definitely notice some better speeds there. Yuri, welcome. So you press tug, wait for the tug to connect, then I'm guessing you release the parking brake. Wow, let's get rid of Pushback Express. Screw them. Okay, it's giving me numerous faults as well. Dear me, hey? Right, let's just move this time a little bit to a friendlier hour. 1, 2, 3. Get some lights. 2, standby compass, annunciators, emergencies on, captain purser, ADRS, 1, 2, centre. That's spooling up. Flight number, GPS primary lost, doesn't matter. Let's get into it. Init press, init data request, AOC, weight and balance, payload, init A request, V-pilot's binned off on me as well, so let me just restart that. And I need to switch back to off display capture for you guys. Connect to V-pilot, flight plan fetch. I'm back. Ah, God, this damn simulator. What is it? 5.2, so just do 5.
Skyways 2320, radio check.
NZWN, departure, runway 34. Now you can see how I set this up. Relax 5 Papa.
It's the 5.
Insert. Flight director. I will get back to the live chat shortly, but I'm trying to absolutely smash through this. Let's set that one for now. 1019 constraints, plan mode, 20 miles. So, where's my charts? SID, Polax 5 Papa, into Polax, and then we want to go clear Omless, clear Atrim, clear Dovel, clear Goplu, after Polax, Larox, after Larox, Jonah. First top one is the closest.
Wellington traffic, aircraft that pushed off stand 28. You taxiing soon, or do you mind if I push in front?
Okay, that's looking better. Insert, commit that. Haven't put an arrival in yet. It was 1/ oops, down 0.2, 67.
I thought I'd wait for Luke. Not a problem, I'll push in front now. Wellington traffic.
Well, got to start Skytrack again.
3, stand 26, push and start.
Fetch from SimBrief. Done. Flight director, QNH. Flight planned. Constraints. Let's do 40. It's 15,000. That brightness set. That's good. Predictive wind shear. TIR. Can't be locked. Transponder set to 2,000. That's good. Overhead panel APU bleed. Let's come off external power. That's my keybinds. Beacon. Seatbelt signs. Let's go to the overhead panel. Done. I got the beacon on. Yes, let's do it. So, everything's reset. So, you're saying I've got to click tug. Wellington traffic, New Zealand 603 at stand 24, attempt number 2, push and start face south. Safety demo.
Flight attendants, arm your doors. Hello everyone, the doors are now closed. Any portable electronic devices,
I'll break
such
off.
as MP3 players, laptops, video cameras must now be switched off. If you have a mobile phone or PDA, activate the flight mode and then turn your device off. If your particular model is not equipped with the flight mode setting,
That's
it
all
must
good.
be switched off and remain off for the
Oh, then
duration of the
reverse.
flight.
Awesome.
Flight attendants, check all doors closed.
Cool. Engine 2 start. Skytrack running. Is it left? Yes. Oh, this is quite simple, isn't it?
Flight attendants, go to your safety demonstration position.
It's kind of nice being able to just do
Ladies
this
and
instead of
gentlemen, shortly
controlling the
we'll show a
rudder.
safety video about this aircraft. You will also find a safety briefing card in your seat pocket. Please watch the video and read your card so you're familiar with the safety procedures.
Where'd he go?
Make sure your cabin baggage is safely stowed either in the overhead lockers or under the seat in front of you. Whenever the seatbelt signs are switched on, return to your seat and do up the
Stop.
seatbelt.
This is so intuitive, I like it. Bar brake on.
Across your heads. You are
Does the tug then just go?
seatbelt fastened when
Or do I click tug and it disappears?
To release the seatbelt, simply lift the lever. Should oxygen masks drop from the overhead panels, activate your mask. by
Assuming I
pulling
click
towards
tug.
it. Oxygen will
Yes.
flow, even though the bag may not inflate. Place the mask over your nose
Look at that weather.
and adjust the headband for a secure
That front
fit.
coming in.
And make sure your own mask is fitted before assisting others. If an emergency occurs during
There we go.
takeoff or landing,
If in doubt,
adopt the
hit the rudder.
brace position. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Lean forward as far as possible with your hands on top of your head, elbows against your thighs. Otherwise, if you can reach the seat in front of you, please
Live chat. Tug, 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 tug.
your life jacket is under your seat or under the center armrest. Remove it from the pouch. Put your life jacket on while seated, clip the waistband together and pull it tight. Only inflate your life jacket as you exit the aircraft by pulling down on the red tag. If your life jacket does not fully inflate, use the mouthpiece. Your crew are now indicating emergency exits. Please note your
Ignition
nearest
mode.
exit may
No.
be behind you.
Let's pull that out. Hope you bleed. Wing lights. Strobe on auto. Let's just put them off for now so they're out of the belly. Nose wheel. Taxi.
And is not permitted at any time, anywhere on the aircraft. Electronic devices may interfere with aircraft systems. Ensure your phone is turned off at all times. And turn off all electronic devices during takeoff and landing. For information
John, my time in the sim is
refer to the safety
706
card or
local.
your crew.
Guessing I can get rid
Prepare
of
for takeoff, ensure
pushback
your
helper.
seatback is upright, make sure your tray table is latched securely, your footrest, if fitted, is folded away, and your seatbelt is tightly fastened. Thank you for your attention. Enjoy your Air New Zealand flight.
That was a rush again. Don't want to do that again for a while. Wellington traffic Air New Zealand 603 taxiing to hold point Alpha 11 via Bravo 6 Alpha. We'll do a slow taxi for Philip. Auto brake max. Spoiler's arm. Bravo 6.
Wellington traffic Skyways 2320, taxi to Alpha 10 by Bravo, Bravo 10 and Alpha.
Yeah, Gribbon, yeah. You know what? For a little freeware mod for Pushback, that is really good. There's no need to buy something like Pushback Express. Ooh, we should be on blocks before 3:30 Jurassic. All well and good, we'll have already departed Queenstown for Milford Sound by then.
Wellington traffic, Skyway 3843, taxiing to runway 34, outpost point Alpha 10, via taxiway Alpha.
Ian, hello. Good afternoon. No problem at all.
Wellington traffic, Skyway 5193, taxiing to runway 34 via
It's going to be a very scenic one today.
Alpha, hold Alpha 10.
Lights, lights, lights. Wellington traffic, Air New Zealand 603, Alpha 11 at runway 34, departing on Apollo 3. Fire Romeo departure.
Wellington traffic, Skyway 5563, stand 26, pushing south.
Awesome. So we're all pretty much rolling.
Hopefully this time.
One, two, three, four. So yeah, that works out pretty good. Stick forward. Let's do a bit of power first. Holding the brakes. 40%. Brakes off. Flex. SRS. Thrust set.
Wellington traffic, Skyway 2220, landing up runway 34.
100 knots already, wow.
Hold, X, 5
V1. Rotate. What's it rake up? Dropped itself out of the climb gate there. Or flex gate, I should say.
Skyway 5193, I wait for you, I'm on your right side.
Thank you. Skyway 5193.
Air New Zealand 603 is airborne, passing 2000. Look at that for scenic departure. Three, 4, 0. Disarm that. There go the other guys. If you've not, Eddie, good morning. If you've not headed to New Zealand in the sim, I can really recommend it because it is fantastic to fly around. When I joined Fly UK, I spent the first 10 hours driving about in a Cessna Grand Caravan just all around New Zealand, and it was so scenic. I mean, look at that. Nacho, hello, welcome. Hope you're well. David, so it had been the scenery, so similar to when I had the Gatwick Airport crash to desktop, Pushback Express triggered it because it requested a tug when the sim didn't think that there should have been a tug there, so that's part of the airport then that's not been coded properly during development. So that's why that crash to desktop happened again. Get a screenshot there, I think, is that John that's behind? Let's get that one there because that's a bit better, isn't it? Ben, good afternoon. And yeah, Nacho Cat, as Ian said there, Wellington's airport code November Zulu Whiskey November. There's an airport just to the north as well called Palmerston North.
On the traffic, Skyway 513 departing runway 34, Cal M3 Papa departure.
And up we go.
Wellington traffic, Skyway 5563, taxiing via Bravo 6 Alpha to Alpha 10, holding point, runway 34.
So, unbelievably
Wellington
scenic.
traffic, Skyway 3843, holding at Alpha 10, runway 38.
So we need to have a little look at what to expect for the arrival, really. But I need to change the flight level to the one I filed. There we go. So winds are 180 at 12 knots in Queenstown. Airbus A320neo in France. Good afternoon. David, yep, 5 in the group today. It's awesome. So what have we gone for? With Elru 4 Bravo RNAV arrival apparently. Which one's the really difficult one? What's the really difficult one? Is it RMP Zulu runway 05? Actually, is it the RMP Zulu runway 23 perhaps? That's 10,000. Let's put that on because it is Microsoft Flight Simulator. RMP Zulu runway 23. That's the one. So this is the approach that we're going to be doing. I'll share it with you guys via the screen. So flying in via Atkil up here, through the mountains into the valley, via Atvert, descending all the way through this entire procedure, and then we get to Lavrav, which is about here. We're at about 3,300 feet, and then it's a left turn that takes us in then to Queenstown. There's quite a few tricky ones. RMP 05 looks fairly simple because it's just flying 10,000 foot over the terrain, round back on ourselves for a straight in arrival, so that's quite a nice one, but we're not doing that one today. But we're doing this one, so fire at kill. Where is that kill? Make sure I've got the correct. There we go. So the Elrov 4 Bravo arrival, which is what we've already selected actually, so that's good. That means our plan is correct. All working out in the end. So flight plan, Queenstown, arrival. Jesus Christ. The only thing it's got programmed is 05. What's the error of 2 alpha? Well, that's interesting. Those of you flying as well, see if you can fit this in, or see if it goes in for you. Because what I might have to do is literally fly it as per the charts and try and see if I can make it work. At kill at 10,000. That's the only arrival procedure that it has for some reason. Bizarre. Harvey, hello. Jurassic could do the RNAV into 09 and finish with a circle to land the RNAV up Foxtrot. To be fair, that probably could work actually. And then I'd have to do a really tricky circle to land, which would be this. So if we go ahead with the 05, we'd have to fly this procedure. There's the airport. And we're going to have to break off. So I guess really in that instance we have to break off, fly over the terrain, over the airport, and then Lake Hayes, top of Lake Hayes, turn back on ourselves. If that were to be taken in the yeah, that's the only other way. So there's the options. I can either make it up, or I could either make up the RNAV approach into runway 23, or I do as Jurassic said, the RNAV into 05 as we've got programmed, because that's the only option, and then we finish with the circle to land that I've just shown you guys in the charts. Let me know in the live chat what you want. Ah yes, Jurassic legend. There we go. So that's the other option. Well, that's to be fair, probably the only option we can do with the sim missing all the nav data. This is an Asobo Handmade Airport as well. What are they thinking? John, yeah, I do prefer 2.3, but 2.3 doesn't exist as we saw in here. The only option is RNAV 05, and then with a circle to land procedure. Winds 180 at 12 knots currently, 12 degrees, QNH 1018. Weirdly, that one's got a message saying VATSIM use only, which I've not seen before. Albapino, no, there's been some tweaks to the way that the lighting works, but this is the new textures. Start to burst through this cloud base now at flight level 250. Griswood, of course. So we're going to be landing on runway 23, as I was saying a minute ago, for those of you who missed it. But the sim doesn't have the nav data for that in the A320 for some reason, so the only option we have is to program for a RNAV Zulu into 05 via Ibabu, and then at QN 550, I think it is, or 545, we break off north and we fly a circle to land procedure. That's the only thing we can do. The last bit of that will all be manual, because annoyingly this doesn't exist for some reason in the nav data in the sim for today, which is a little bizarre. John's using the Navigraph nav data in the community folder. Ah, see, I'm not. I took mine out because it was causing me too many problems again. Weird, very weird. Flight plan. that's not great. Yes, the RMP-05 is what we're going to probably do then. That's the only thing we can get programmed. The RMP for runway 23 is probably far too difficult for me to be able to program myself. Unless I try and manually add it in while we're en route, perhaps. How far have we got? Still got a little while. So where did it get to? Star. So this is a potential now. Let's see. Oh. I wonder if I can add it in manually, like each waypoint and each little bit. There's Ekvox. Atkill. So yeah, let me know over the chat what you guys want. Whether you want me to try this and add it all in and see what happens, or we go for the RMP 05 with a circling procedure. QN7 to 80. Oops. Atkill. Not in database. So the only thing yeah, you know what, I'll do the most difficult option, which is the circling procedure. Because I can add in the waypoints. So for example, what I could do is I could add in Atkill at the top, I could add in Atvup, and then I'd have to manually fly this section myself, and I could add in Larav, and I'd have to then fly this section myself for a straight in landing. So I can do that if you guys want to see if I can do it or not, or we stick to that one that's programmed via Babu for the RNAV 05, then we break off north and do the circle to land in the little lake area here. Wasn't even showing you guys the charts. Thought I was. So as I was saying, I could either put in the waypoints Atkill, Atvup and Larav and try and fly that curve myself as best as I can, or I stick to that plan and do the RNAV 05 and then break off for that Foxtrot circling procedure. So just let me know. I will do whatever you guys want. In the meantime, while you're all deciding, 113.6 for the Queenstown VOR. And what others have we got? Awesome, that's it. Yeah, John, no problem. We'll make it work either way, won't we? Christchurch coming up already. Wow. So that means out here we've got the south coast, or the coast of the Southern Island down below. Yeah, so those of you with Navigraph nav data in, looks like you're all okay for it, but I took mine out because I was getting a few issues on other routes, and I've not added it back in since, so probably wish I'd have done that really. Not sure if we can see Christchurch. Sort of just down here. We'll pass overhead that in about 5 minutes. Let's get rid of icing as well. So, we know that we want to start whatever procedure at 10,000. So we need 75 nautical miles to get down to there. Let's get the latest METAR as well to help us plan our descent. That's still... okay, it has been updated a little bit actually, 30 minutes ago. Gridman wants it to be manually flown. So I'll go with whatever the main, whatever the majority say in the live chat. So have your say, let me know if you guys want the manually flown circle to land using the RNAV that we've put in, or we go straight in and we make up the entire Paul wants the Paul wants me to add the waypoints in manually. So I've got about 5 minutes before I have to commit to one or the other really. So let me know. 12 degrees. Mag wind, 180 at 12. $13,000 for transition. And let's have a little look. MDA 2709. FlightSim wants manual. Well, they're kind of both going to be manual, but what I'll do then is I'll let... good grief, we're coming up to Elrive already in about 100 miles. So, what I'll do if this sounds good, I have no idea how this is going to go. Because that is the only arrival procedure that's in the sim for some reason. Don't know why. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add @kill on the top there. I'm going to add @vup and larav, and I'm going to use those as reference points, so I know I have to be at larav at 3,300 feet, and I'm going to try and use I'll use heading select mode, and I'll try and navigate through the valley as best as I can. And if in doubt, the autopilot will go off and I'll just have to fly it manually. So, what we're doing. Need to add @kill. Ekvox. Ekvox @kill. That's the initial approach fix, and then I need @vup. APVP exists. Yeah, Philip, I'll just oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. The Scud run. And LARAV. So APVP. Oh well, you guys are going to watch me absolutely wing this then. @kill @verb LARAV. There's my 3. @kill @verb LARAV. So let's delete Caslu, Magba, Gospa, Ibabu. It's not going to let me clear that one, is it? Ryan, so this is in the very latest. Yeah, FlightWire. I've seen you mention that a couple of times. Not a fan of shared cockpits at the moment because I think they're all still quite unstable. Ryan was asking how to get the printed sheet. So the printer there, you go into MCDU menu, ATSU and AOC. You can then request the weather, and once the company message pops up here, you go into your received messages and you click your meta and you just hit print. This is providing you've got the latest development or experimental versions of the fly-by-wire mod. It's not in the stable version, so make sure it's all in there. And then you've got the printer. You'll also then have the coffee cup and everything else too. God, I wonder how this is going to go. So @kill at 10,000, then we've got to descend down to 6,700. Ian, yeah, this is going to test my ability to the max. Flora, yeah, that's yeah, point there on the dashboard area. You've got the METAR. But I quite like having the printed sheet next to the MCDU. I think that's particularly useful for us. Make sure syncs re-initiated, and we want 75 nautical miles for the target. Where have we got? @kill is there. Okay, good. Flora, you can, yeah. I hope this is going to go well. It's going to be an absolute train wreck, isn't it, by the time we get in? By the time we land. The crash to desktop sums up, I think, how this approach is going to go. There's Christchurch down below. Although it's a horrendous noise, so I won't keep that there for too long. Ian's got the cat cup. Brilliant. I've seen all sorts of variations of that now. This is where I find that Milford Sound hasn't even got the nav data input either. I wonder if I can add it in on the fly whilst we're in the air. Fly, no problem. Let's have a little look. Milford has no nav data in real life, but it looks absolutely stunning. As does most of New Zealand, to be fair. And Milford's stunning, so... Flora, can I do Liverpool to London City? Yep, once we get some more suitable aircraft, then I'll be looking at doing those sort of things as well. Philip, check your MCDU and make sure you've got the correct settings set. So go MCDU menu, options, AOC, and then you want to make sure that you've got your ATIS source and your METAR source, for example, set to VATSIM. That's what I use, and it all comes through for me. And Ralph, yeah, I think you requested this out of Ralph actually, didn't you? 120 to go, so let's start working our descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please make sure all electronic devices are now switched off.
Look at that.
Your seatbelts are securely fastened and your seatbacks and tray tables are in the upright and locked positions. If you've had any carrying luggage out during the flight, now is the time to make sure it is securely stowed. Either Wellington needs a seat in front of you or on the overhead lockers above. Once again, if you are in one of our exit rows today, please make sure all carrying luggage is stowed in the overhead lockers only. Once again, if you do have any questions or you need any assistance, feel free to ask the cabin crew. They'll be more than happy to help you. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for arrival, please.
Jurassic, nice. So the CRJ release date is being announced on Monday. That is very exciting. Looking forward to that. Rodrigo, hello. Can I fly in Videira, Brazil? SSVI. I'll add it to the list, sure. Whereabouts could I fly to from there or to there? What route could I do? Paul, have you set your ATIS information to show it as VATSIM, like point towards the VATSIM METAR system, or... Look at those views. Mount Cook is in there somewhere, and it's really nice. Rodrigo, no problem at all. Yeah, Philip, occasionally for some reason it just, I think, tends to reset itself. More so if there's been tweaks and modifications to the MCDU that then get put out in another dev update. Sometimes you have to just go through and check. I've had it a couple of times. This could so easily go wrong when we start making our approach in. Oh man. So. I've got another announcement here, perhaps I should use that.
Cabin crew, prepare for emergency landing.
How we're doing. At kill 90. 28.6. Two degrees. 87. That's pretty good. That's pretty bang on actually if I do that. There we go. That should have us at kill just before at kill at 10,000. Jurassic, nice. Yeah, it's it gets quite. It can get full on, can't it, in the sim sometimes when it does that, but it does make it interesting. What I need to do is set up another Have I got a view for that? That's 6. That's 5. I want to set up a view so that I'm outside this part of the aircraft overlooking the wing at some point as well. So when we get to Queenstown, we're going to park up, everyone else will arrive, and then we're going to butter. Then we're going to switch out of the Airbus A320neo. We're going to jump into the Cessna Caravan and log another Fly UK route. We're going to head to Milford Sound, which is one of my favourite scenic freeware sceneries. Paul, so the METAR is, I'll type it here for you actually, bear with me. There you go, that's the METAR. 1018 is the QNH. I always recommend updating that on the descent. And because my nav data is broken, thanks to myself not putting in the data properly, or the Navigraph nav data properly. Let's see, wing lights. It still wants us, once we get to RNAV, it's going to try and force us to break off again and head all the way out to fly the RNAV 05 again. What's the runway data at Queenstown? 1,777 metres, and there's a exit at Alpha 3, 2/3, 3/4 of the way down, so low auto brake should be enough. High terrain within visual area, 1.5 nautical miles from runway, left and right of centre line. Aerodrome surrounded by mountainous terrain. Caution, VFR aircraft may be operating without reference to ATC in specific zones. Use Queenstown QNH only. Approach not authorised when airport temperatures below -10 degrees or above 35 degrees Celsius. Missed approach requires climb at VGA to 4,000 feet, accelerate to 150 knots. Remain flaps 15, do not exceed 150 until QN 732 and at or above 6,000. Final approach course of 234. Minimum altitude at RNAV 3,300 and the decision height MDA of 2,709. I don't think I can prepare any more really. Bearing in mind we're going in blind for this. 21. 53. Okay, that's good. Keith, no problem. See you another time, I'm sure. Alright, let's get it. Bit of the scenery. Alpapino, no problem. The cockpit skin, the new textures, you can get hold of that on the very latest development versions or experimental branch for the fly-by-wire mod. So you can use the fly-by-wire installer. You want to select development or experimental, and you'll have the new textures in those. And Jurassic's saying, use the river as a reference to final, keep the river to the left. I'll try. This is properly going to test me, I think. And I'm trying to multitask as well, because I'm trying to book the next sector via Fly UK for Milford Sound, called Queenstown to Milford Sound. Topa Sky, FL6062. Jason, yep, I'm actually doing my VATSIM controller training at the moment. Let's put terrain map on, seatbelt signs are on as well because of the turbulence. I'm doing my VATSIM controller training at East Midlands at the moment, but I'll be looking to do some flights there at some point in the future as well. NZMF. It's for Milford Sound. Don't know why I'm bothering with a Simbury flight plan for the Milford Sound trip, but it's just to give us a bit of an idea of where I want to be going. Jay, very true. Yuri, if you go onto the Aerosoft forums, so forum.aerosoft.com, and that's where you'll be able to find all the latest information for that. I'm going to get some of the admin done for this done soon, I think. Jurassic, awesome, thank you very much. We can set low auto brake. Ground spoilers armed. I'm setting this up early because from Atkill I'm going to be sorting all of this out manually. I'm going to use heading select and just work my way through, but if it starts to get laggy or starts to not react as quickly as I want it to, then I'll just take over and fly it manually, I think. This is where the altitude C chord would be really handy for us, because I could set a new target, and then once we get to that, if we brake below it, we'll get the altitude C chord sound in the cockpit, so that would be really handy. But hey ho, my own fault for not putting Navigraph nav data in for an area that's probably not flown to very much in the sim. I don't know if you guys can see, but I think pretty much over this ridge here we're going to be turning left and then sort of having this mountainous ridge to the left hand side of the aircraft as we make our way in. We're hitting our transition level already. Jurassic, nice one, thank you. I'll try and pick it up shortly. 40 miles till Atkill, so we have descended a little quick, but that's no bother. We've got no terrain map warnings coming up just yet. But yeah, as Jurassic's saying, this is a handcraft Asobo Airport. It should have the correct nav data in. They can't really just put an RNAV for 05 and then just leave it at that. That's not really acceptable. You can't call it handcrafted if it's botched and not done properly. Really turbulent. This is really bumpy. How are we doing? LRUV. I'm actually going to go ahead and activate approach phase now. because Atkill's coming up in 35 miles, and I want to get ahead of the aircraft. Really, look at that down there. That's fantastic. If it wasn't for the icing on the airframe, that would be an incredible picture. Look at that in the distance. That's stunning.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask all passengers to please remain seated with your seatbelt on, and thank you.
Cabin crew prepare for landing.
Yeah, Misty Mountain. The scenery in this part of the sim is so good. Milford Sound's great as well. When we get there, you guys will see. I covered it in my top 5 favourite freeware airports back at the start of December, and it's really nice. It's been updated since. 10,000. Nice. There's a fun fact for you then in the live chat. We're just slowing down nicely to the green dot there, so it looks like we've planned this nicely. Setting up early is going to be key to this being a success, I think. And if it goes wrong, then I'm just going to climb. What have I got? Let's go landing lights on. That's all good. And we've done the rest of the admin at least. Let's get VOR 1 on as well for tracking the Queenstown VOR. 40 miles, 48 miles. Oscar, it depends where you are. And in vPilot, on the chat box, you can just type in .metar and then the 4-letter code for the airport. So .metar space, and if for us it would be NZQN. Carson, hello. It's not publicly available. The only people who've got access to it at the moment are gold frequent flyers on the channel, but in the future it may change. I do love my my channel livery. I do think it's really good. It's quite special. Right, so we can't prep any more for this. That looks so good. As a reminder, let's just go into this view while I set up Navigraph. As a reminder, I'm going to come in over Atkill, and then I'm going to use probably track FPA mode and manually select headings as I make this turn down to Atvup, and then same here. I'm going to try and there's a river here that Jurassic pointed out. I'm going to try and get the autopilot to fly with my manual inputs up to Larav, and then at that point we should be at 3,300 feet, and then I could just take over. If it goes wrong at any point though, I'm just going to have to fly that all manually. 20 miles to Achill. Achill's the initial approach fix. RNAV 3300, so I'm going to get that ready. Just going to leave that set. And the glide path angle is 3.2 degrees. So I've got the 3300 set ready to go. Oh, mats, wow. Welcome. Upgraded to gold. Check you out. Thank you very much. William, do you mean I've fallen behind? Or has John fallen behind lots?
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 5193, reducing speed to 250 to gain some separation to the aircraft in front.
I'm just trying to sort this. This is a really bad time to be starting to do this. I'm trying to get the link to my channel livery, get it set up and in the Discord server for gold members in the Gold Concord Lounge. There we go. You guys will be able to get hold of that. There. Oh, I'm behind John. That's no problem. Right, let's see what we can do then and work some magic. I'm going to let it pass Etvox, and then I'm going to go to Achill. And then from Achill I'm going to have to fly it manually because the line isn't correct. That's a direct to Atvut. I don't want that because of the mountains that are going to become a problem. So Atvut 6700. William, cheers. Let's have a quick look on .aircraft. 5.8 miles. Oh no, 2 nautical miles. Wow. In that case, flaps 1. Oh, good grief! There he is. He's doing it. Oh wow. Queenstown traffic, Air New Zealand 603, passing Ekvok, flight level 100, correction 10,000 feet, descending for the RNAV, manually flown, runway 23. What about low? Ground spoil is armed. Aviation sim, yeah we did. Track FPA, flight director off. Okay. Let's do this. Through the cloud as well, so terrain radar's going to come in handy. I'm going to put these on now so I don't have a risk of that becoming a problem in a second. Let's trigger a descent. We'll do 2 degrees for now. We'll see how we go. So, first turn, 233. That's the only turn that's on the charts. I could have used could have used John actually to for visual reference. Aviation simulation, you've got a lot to catch up with. Everything's basically been going wrong for us. So I'm having to fly it manually because the aircraft doesn't... Oh, it's put itself back into that, hasn't it? Let's correct that, 1.6. So it doesn't exist in the sim currently. First target is Atvip at 6,700. That's what I need to remember. And there's Atvip. But I need to try and fly a bit of an arc. And then the last phase of it, about 2 or 3 miles.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 3843 entering the hold at Equox. Descending to flight level 140.
William, cheers. There's not much we can do. It's a shame we don't have proper TCAS. I mean, all my attention at the minute is on the nav display and the autopilot more than anything else. Let's see, so that should be looking good. Start a bit more of a turn towards 180. There's the terrain. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's head straight down to Atvip.
So traffic Skyway 51903. I think I caught up with Air New Zealand security a bit quicker than I anticipated, so I'm bugging out. I'll head back up towards the start of the approach.
That's fine, mate. If you want to go ahead, you can crack on.
I've already started to climb back up to 10, 11,000 feet.
Okay, so I've got terrain on the right as well. Not that I can see it. Maybe the passengers can see it. No, they can't. Flaps 2. But I'm going to select 175 knots. Jurassic, oh man. Well, whoever's in the hold at the moment could probably come out of the hold. There's Atvip. So then I need to create a bit more of a turn, although we need to descend quicker actually. 6,700 wasn't it for the target there? So we're already losing it a little bit. Let's push this aeroplane somewhat. I've got flaps 2 for drag so that I can do the steeper descents like this if it's going slightly wrong. Passing Atvip now, so I need a little bit of a turn. Let's see, let's do 180. And I'm hoping at some point I'm going to be able to see the river.
Thank you for the livery.
Hey, no problem at all. Thank you very much. VHACI, no ATC into Queenstown.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 5563.
Is this the river?
Is at Kill, commencing.
And I'm basically going to follow this through.
Zulu runway 23. Approach, passing 10,000 feet.
Ah, actually, is that... Yeah, there you go. So we're going through this bit here. Re-slow. Yeah, there's a river. Lovely. So we're going through that bit of valley. RNAV 3300. Queenstown traffic, Air New Zealand 603. 5 track miles to RNAV inbound Queenstown runway 23. Cool, lovely. Let's just fly it manually, shall we? We've got manual control. We need to set go around of 4,000.
Queenstown traffic, Skyways 5563, are you still holding?
It's basically just following the river. 4,000. That's our missed approach. It's our climb to altitude from missed approach, but our MDA is 2709. RNAV at 3,300 minimum. And 7 miles out. Gear down. Queenstown traffic, Air New Zealand 603, finals runway 23.
Queenstown traffic, Skyways 2320 is approaching RNAV for finals, about 7 miles, runway 33.
But
23.
where be John? Oh man, it's right behind. I can't go any slower. Let's help him out. Let's go. This isn't going to be good for us, but landing config flaps 3. Landing config flap 3. This is how you do a flap 3 landing then, folks. For speed. Minimums continue. And we've got 2 red, 2 white. And now you can see, I've had to do this really on the fly. Flaps config 3 is now set. So we can set flap 3, E-camera mode, no blue. Oh, it's not detected, so let's get rid of the icing. Let's get that nose up a little bit. This is going to help us come in a bit quicker, so we can vacate a bit quicker. I'm really anxious, he's right behind. It's a 3 red. Let's get the nose up slightly. It's getting close to the terrain. There we go, that's better. And then correct back for our 3.2 degree.
Skyways 2320 is slowing right down to 1230.
I'm landing config flap 3 for you, so I'm hoping I can get straight off.
Yeah, look about 2 miles.
That'll be fine, I'll make it work. So I've gone flap 3 because I'm going to try and get off there. So it means our approach speeds are slightly quicker.
Skyways 2320 has the runway inside.
Who's that on the runway? I'm not going around.
150, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Dude can't even announce his presence. So this is a landing flap 3 for you. Queenstown traffic, Air New Zealand 603 vacating at Alpha 3. So he can't even be bothered to use Unicom. That's how you do a config 3 landing anyway. And couldn't have timed that any closer. There you go. That's how you do. I've never done a flap 3 landing live before, but that's how you do a flap 3 landing. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on it at some point in the near future as well. No, he's literally just done a. He's literally just smashed it straight away, hasn't he? Taken off and gone straight for a. Lights are all good anyway. Straight for a turn. But there we go, and we literally got off in the most efficient way possible for John. Max, hello, Mr. Doodoo, welcome. Jay, thank you very much.
Queenstown traffic Skyways 220 vacated runway
until this aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Queenstown traffic, Skyways 5563 is Laris. Passing 4,000 feet.
Stunners, welcome.
Finals for runway 23.
How are you getting on in Dorset?
Finally, on behalf of your onboard team, would like to thank you for flying with Air New Zealand on the Star Alliance network. It has been a pleasure having you aboard. Take care, have a great day, and thank you for flying.
There we go. We got off, made that work quite nicely, I think. So, pushback helper I'd use for the stairs and things, but we're going to start setting up with the Cessna Caravan, I think, once we wait for the other guys to come down. Marius, hello. There's not really a way. The only way you could do it is go onto weather radar, flick it across to turbulence, but the sim doesn't really map it properly at the moment. All it does is show you just where the weather is effectively. I should have turned the terrain map off, I did forget all of that sportiness. Improving people's lives. Why do I find that hard to believe? VHakai, no, we're using a free mod called the Luke Air Tool. It's on flightsim.to, really good. It's got all passenger announcements. Air New Zealand have got quite a few announcements actually, I've got to say. And Jurassic, yeah, we've got the freeware Milford. So, my sim brief flight plan looks like we're going to depart straight out, runway 23. Here's two of the guys, wow. That's worked well for them, hasn't it? Oh, it's always carnage on Unicom, isn't it? Chaos on Unicom, no TCAS to help us, so just got to do what we can. To be fair, one of those could be somebody not using Unicom. Oh, it's going gear up, buzzing the tower, and he crashed. What is going on? You do that to my livery? Oh dear. Well, he's down. Whoops. He's done that in my livery as well. Well, that's Queenstown closed for the foreseeable. And I think we're waiting on some of the others, but while we do, I was going to get a picture as well. Can't do that with that aeroplane there. Who's that? That's the person that's not using Unicom, I think. It's Lively, welcome, hello. We've lost one.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 6563, backtracking, runway 05.
David, two more on the way in. And he's gone. Good stuff. John, managed to get off nice and quick for you. And who else have we got coming in then?
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 3843, leaving the hold at taxi, flight level 160 for runway.
Reese, good question. So the call sign used for Fly UK is Skyways.
Queenstown traffic, Skyways 5563, vacated runway 23.
Let's see, so I don't even know if this little runway here is ever used in real life, to be honest. Not sure if those of you with local knowledge might know that. But this is an Asobo Handmade, while we wait for the others. An Asobo Handmade Airport. It is nice, but it's a little frustrating when there's only one RNAV approach in place. Stoners, no problem. Have a good one, mate. I'll drop you a message soon. So, do you guys want me to spawn out, drop out now and get into the Cessna Caravan, or wait for everybody else to land? What do you guys want me to do? VHackeye, the sim, every time you land somewhere, the sim will assign itself. It will basically decide where it thinks you should park, and it will put in all the ground equipment in place. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to do that, of course. You can park anywhere and switch off, and it will record the landing and shut down. But for the purposes of this, especially for the small aircraft as well, you can park up and small runways, I should say, small airports and things. It just makes it a little easy. You can see where you should park. And David, yeah, Topa livery for the Caravan. I was tempted to use my own though, my own channel livery, but I'll be using the Topa Sky one, I think. And yeah, William, yeah, sounds good. I'll wait. He's Jet Sim, so Gavin Knight didn't, bizarrely. Quite frustrating. Basically, the RNAV Zulu for 05 was present, but no others worked, so I had to actually go into Navigraph, add in a couple of waypoints at Kill, at VUP, and Larav. I'll show you actually. So the only one in the sim was the RNAV Zulu into 05. Because I didn't have the Navigraph data installed, which apparently has this in. So what I had to do as a workaround was add in AtKill, add in AtVup and Larav, and then manually fly the arcs through the terrain. And then I spotted the river and flew through the river manually for the landing. It's quite a nice approach actually. And then we landed config 3, flap 3 for John behind. Good point. Let's have a little look at my Volanta. While we wait for the others. So departed Wellington. After departure into the base, swinging left and then to the South Island, hugging the coast, directly over Christchurch, and then descending in. Doesn't look too badly actually, manually flying that. That looked pretty good actually, and manually flown from about this point I think, wasn't it? The autopilot came off, so not bad at all considering. And the landing, 221 foot per minute, 140 knots, 1.21 G. I'm pleased with that. That's config 3 as well. Pretty good. Yeah, the entire thing, Gavin, was missing entirely, so we didn't even have the option of putting in even just the beginnings of it. But we made it work. It wasn't too tough. All I was supposed to be doing is testing the transponders today. No, no problem at all. We're not done yet though. We're going to be heading to where are we going to be heading to? Milford Sound, with the really nice freeware scenery. Phillips on the way in by the looks of it. Yeah, Gavin, I had the same problem the other day. Almost lost the aeroplane and cruise fiddling around with top of descent calculator. John's waiting. Ralph needs a couple of minutes, no problem at all. We'll hang on till everybody's landed and then we'll switch out to the caravan. Look at that scenery. And Philip's on the way in. Good grief. Yeah, I see what you mean now about that road. You would not see me driving up there. Here's one of the guys. It's going to be an assault landing, I think. Combat landing, nose down. Oh, Philip's done the road. That's amazing. And a go around. Oh, Philip's down already. Who's that then? Are we waiting on anybody else? Vihakai, thank you very much. John, nice. So, let's have a little look on. You guys use VATSPY. I tend to use SimAware.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 5193, go around. Basically, don't wait for me.
Let's see. And Skyway's 3843 coming in as well. Awesome, thank you very much. Nice, thanks for your donations, appreciate it. It's very kind. what we'll do while we're waiting for the others, we'll head out into the main menu, and we'll start setting up for the trip to from Queenstown to Milford Sound. And the other guys, when they land, they can just follow along with us once we've got a bit of an idea. Jurassic, yeah, the go-around procedure is quite lengthy. If it was me, I'd probably head out to the lake and do a figure of 8 back on myself. Hughes has just had his first officer's TCA pack delivered. Nice. Bet you can't wait to get using that then. Let's get out of the Channel Cessna and let's go to Topa Sky. Let's see, what ramp shall we use? I think I parked at gate 27, so we'll go back to gate 27 as well. Oh, you know what I did do though? I didn't set any form of route. So let's have a little look, shall we? Just going to sort out the Fly UK website to make sure that's all ready to go as well. And it's going to be the Skyways 6062. Fantastic. And we're back on the VATSIM network. Oh, you know what I've done. Oh dear, let's head out. I was like, this doesn't look like Queenstown. Yeah, I'm back in Wellington. Yeah, nice one. Alright, back into the menu. NZQN. I thought it looked bizarre, you know. Let's do 6. Oops. There's Milford Sound, and I wonder if I can set up the route actually by just putting in a few details. Allrec and then Afton. Yep, we know you're in the route. Ipnor. Still not familiar with the Garmin 1000 flight planning abilities, but there we go. Live weather. We're using that bit of time. And back in we go again. Luke, yeah, I think this one, definitely. I would much prefer the music for the new one, I think. Okay, now we're in the correct location. I think the other guys might be getting their sims sorted as well. How many of you are joining me for this extra little leg? Is it just a couple of you, or? Start Skytrack. Make sure the log is going to record our journey.
I want to buy the Flight Simulator Premium Deluxe though, using the Game Pass as of right now. So the store tells me it's just €9,599 with Xbox Game Pass. What happens cancelling GP?
Oh, that's Julius, that's a good question. Thanks for the tip. I'm not actually sure what would happen, to be totally honest with you. Let's get that on. Fuel pump. I've got the Microsoft Store version, so I've paid for it upright and just purchased it. Let's get the lights as required. So I haven't got the Game Pass, but I think if you purchased it for €99, Fusion, hello, welcome. If you purchased it for €99, then I don't think they would delete it from you if you cancelled Game Pass, because you've already paid a substantial amount of money for it, if you know what I mean. Let's see, heating as required. It's cool. Don't need that just yet. Okay, so battery on. Philip's up for it. John, nice as well, and Ralph, awesome. Ralph, of course, gave us the idea for this today. That doesn't even work. That's all looking good. Our route's in there as well.
Task system test. Okay.
There we go, lovely. Nice little hop through the mountains. So, RPM to max. Open the little window. Shout clear prop. This is what I don't understand with the sim, right? So if we shouted clear prop, but then wanted a pushback from this guy, he wouldn't be able to do it because the propeller would get smashed off, and he'd probably die. But I'll probably just taxi straight, maybe just around this. So what do we want? Fuel boost on. Ignition on, so clear prop. Starter. Start. PDS, great livery. Fly UK's New Zealand arm, I guess. There's one of the other guys as well. They've got an A320 in this as well. Jurassic, in real life, I'm not sure how it would work at somewhere like Queenstown. Let's have a little look actually. There must be remote stands. So you'd be looking for something like that teardrop ramp there. The aircraft to be facing sideways or back out on itself. Yeah, there's no other ramps or anything. Ordinarily, you wouldn't really get pushed back in a little Grand Caravan. Philip, yeah, we started Skytrack. I think, yeah, we have. Yeah, God, I wouldn't put it past me. And who's that? That's just spawned. I don't know, but they're in my channel livery, so it looks pretty sweet. Anyway, T's and P's, all green. PSI's in the green, all temperatures in the green. Engine stable. Ignition mode. Start mode off. Ignition mode norm. Turn the fluid controls on. And we're going to set 11,000. What I need to do actually as well on SimBrief, I need to pre-file. It's giving me a cruise of flight level 70 bizarrely. So I'm just pre-file this very briefly. There's quite a few people just spawning in on the runway on VATSIM. And on SimAware a minute ago there was an aeroplane flying overhead as well. I can't see them though. So en route time of just 22 minutes apparently. Jurassic one's just landing in the middle of a town halfway up a cliff. Viper, I'm not sure actually, probably. Up he goes, representing the channel. And I'm going to try and get a little picture of this, I think, before he disappears. Come on now. Drone camera is so slow. Cool. I think that's pre-filed on VATSIM. Yep, that's looking good. And I need to change the radio frequency, which is in COM1. This one? No. This one? Yes. 122.8. Queenstown traffic, Skyway 6062 radio check. Ralph's back. What have we got? So, Queenstown. Is that NZQN? It is, isn't it? So the winds have actually changed. They're now 160 at 6 knots. So we're going to depart on runway the other way. Instead of the way we landed, we're going to head out the other way. So we're going to take off towards the west, or towards the north actually, I should really sort of say. And then I guess we're just going to turn around on ourselves and then head back out of the lake. What else? QNH of 1019, that's what I was doing. Okay, that's good, that's set. Transponder. On. We can't do much more. Let's have a little look at Navigraph. Get rid of the Luke Air tool as well, there's not going to be any cabin announcements now. New flight from SimBrief. There's our little route. Let's have a little look, see what charts we've got for Milford Sound. No charts. But Jurassic said there was a document that he's put onto our Discord server, so I'm just going to dig that out quickly as well. If you guys want to do 2-3, we could do 2-3. It's long enough, it's not too much of an issue, I guess. What was I doing? Looking at Discord. Jurassic, I'm looking on the Metars thing, but I can't see the charts. There we go. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show this with you guys. Let's have a look. In fact, if I go display capture, there we go. And arrival, departure 1 and 2, I guess. Surface terrain, microclimate conditions. Tourist activities. If you've not flown in within 6 months, you need to have a special familiarisation. Good grief. So arrivals from the eastern passes, preferred routing is via Donny, reporting point Gertrude, reporting point should be avoided, maintain 3000 or above until northwest of a line joining Williamson and Pater points. I love how this is actually sort of like relevant to what we're doing, but I have no idea. There's some departures. And procedures location. So there's the airport. There. Pembroke Junction, Dale Point, St Anne Point, Transit Beach. Okay, and that's all there is there. But this is effectively what I'm going to be looking at during our route today, guys, so even if we end up making a lot of it up, what could possibly go wrong? Cool. I'm sure it'll be fine. Thanks for sorting that out, Jurassic. Just make sure I've got my tabs ready And who else are we waiting for, by the way, in the live chat? Are we waiting for anybody else to spawn in and join us, or are we all ready to go as far as we can physically do, the three of us? Sim brief. Actually, I know what will be particularly useful here. Volanta doesn't tell us much. Ralph's ready. What does Navigraph tell us? Navigraph tells us nothing, but no problem at all. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. We're going visual anyway, I guess, so we'll enjoy it. Let's do landing, strobes.
Skyway 2320, radio check.
Readability 5, Hammy.
Readability 5, look.
Queenstown traffic, Skyways 6062. Taxi into Hold Point Alpha 6, runway 23 via Yankee Alpha Bravo. Pretty sure I just made that up.
Queenstown traffic, Skyways 5193, eventually might be inbound, runway 23.
Yeah, Jurassic, it's a very small runway, but it is such a stunning place to land. That's how you push back in a Cessna Grand Caravan. Hello there. Yeah, cool, that's where I thought we were going. You have to backtrack on this little bit here. Technically a runway. Look at this. David's we've got a Skyways A320neo inbound as well. Awesome. I'm hoping I can taxi to a good place to get a good screenshot, I think, if I can maybe manage that, so that'll be good.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 3843, taxiing to runway 23 via taxiway Alpha.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 2320, taxiing from runway 23 via taxiway Alpha.
Queenstown traffic, Skyways 5193, on finals, runway 23.
Oh, there he is. Part brake. Snap this view a little bit, shall we? Trying to get to a good place for a cool screenshot here. That's gonna have to do.
Queenstown traffic, Skyways 5563, taxiing the runway 23 via runway 34 and taxiway Alpha.
See if we can get another screenshot here. Stick this on the Fly UK Discord server. Cool. Don't want to hold the traffic up anymore. Flaps 1 for takeoff. I've not done VFR in the sim for a very long time. Now I've got options. I can either leave the autopilot off and just fly the entire route myself with trim, or I can use the autopilot. You guys can choose. I reckon we could all form up on the runway as well. Get 3 Cessna Caravans lined up on the runway. Let's see, let's make sure fuel boost is on as well. Yeah, fuel boost is on, good stuff. Queenstown traffic, skies 6062. Lining up runway 23, departing VFR straight out. Turning circle's not very good.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 3843, holding short, runway 23.
Martin, hello. We are going to... What bit have I clicked here? There we go. We're going to Milford Sound, one of my favourite pieces of scenery actually. You guys can line up with me if you want. I'm going to try and get some screenshots. That looks cool. That looks very cool.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 2320, holding short runway 23.
Mr. Doodoo, yeah, I think it is. Depends if you like aviation though, I guess. If you don't really like aviation, then there's no point in buying Microsoft Flight Simulator, but... Try and get that windsock in again. And the mountain range. Cool. What's in the backdrop there? Not too much. Love it.
Traffic, Skyway 5563, lining up runway 23.
It's a good job we've got plenty of fuel. Cool. That'll do us. And Skyway 6062 rolling. Good grief, this rudder input's shocking. Up we go. Nice and gentle. I missed the live chat. So what people are saying? We reckon I'll just fly this manually, or we do autopilot. I'm quite happy to fly it manually. It's nice for a change. Trying to do the drone cam and it doesn't work properly when you're when you're actually trying to fly. There we go.
Cessna traffic, Skyways 2063 is rolling, runway 23.
Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Just trim this a little bit. There we are, trim for the climb. That's going to be good, I think. Make sure the T's and P's aren't in the red. Prop RPM's a little high. There we go, all in the green. I'm trying to fly it manually. There's no autopilot that I'm using, but I'm just trying to use the drone camera to get some nice photos as well, or screenshots I should say. Oh man, that's when the drone camera becomes a problem. There we go. Marius, I would probably say get something called the Luke Air tool first. It's free, free to use, and it's actually quite good. And that's actually got a passenger simulator built into it. So I'd go onto flightsim.to, and I would look at getting. It's called Luke Air tool, and that's what I'd use with all my announcements and things. Drastic before I accidentally hit a keybind for the aileron. That's all comfy in the back. Look at that. Trying to trim for a nice sort of 3-degree climb as we go up. Such spectacular scenery. Doing. Yeah, it's a shame that's not a real waterfall. That would be absolutely amazing if that was an actual visible waterfall, wouldn't it? And we're pretty much following the lake out. That's quite turbulent. Yeah, we get it. Don't need a doorbell. And prop RPM's gone red. Let's bring that down. Snap that view so I can get back to this one. Look at that. Mr. Doodoo, no problem at all. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time, I'm sure. How are we doing? 6,800. I can turn some of the lights off here. Got it trimmed a little nicely. Quite a nice steady climb for us, and we're sort of heading, I guess, through this part of the valley here. I'm going to imagine out over the mountains. Nowhere to go if it goes wrong, except for into rock. Yes, the flight plan map is actually taking us sort of towards the top of this spiky ridge, which I guess we could do if we want to stay and hug the line. Check that out, that's quite cool. That looks a little bit like what it looks like when you're flying into Mount Cook in the sim as well, which is really quite amazing. Where are the other folks? There we are, 3 behind. We should have all won information. Looks like we should be able to fly at this altitude, to be fair, so I'm going to start working at trimming the aeroplane, levelling off about 10,000-ish. Actually, well, I'll stick to between 10 and 11,000. I'm going to choose, basically. Ian, hello. Yeah, looking really good. Nice to be in the Grand Caravan again for a little bit. So I'm going to need a little bit of up trim. once she stabilises. There's the coast out in the distance. Guy looks a little bit like Nepal. Not flown into that part of the world yet, I don't think, really. Not too much anyway. I've done Paralukla and things, but nothing beyond that in that region. Ian, yeah, we're on VATSIM. I think I accidentally filed IFR, but it doesn't matter. There's nobody online anyway. There we go, so we trimmed the aircraft a little bit. Still climbing a tad bit, so I'll just work out, trim a little bit more. It's not the easiest to do when you can't quite feel the aeroplane. Wesley, hello. Good afternoon. Idea for a tutorial.
Fun fact. I got your channel through the Fly-by-Wire Discord server when you reviewed the printer.
Awesome. I'm glad I'm glad that brought you to the channel. Thanks for a tip. Joshua, yeah, we've just done Queenstown to Wellington to Queenstown in the A320neo, shortish hop, and now we're heading in the Cessna Grand Caravan from Queenstown to a little remote airport on the coast of the southern island called Milford Sound. It's really nice. Fantastic freeware scenery in there as well, which I can highly recommend. So we're going to go and check that out. It's just been updated as well. So Milford Sound is in here. It's right inside that part of the region, I guess. What's going on with our trim? Tempted to fly out through that and then back around. It's almost pointless trimming the aeroplane with it being turbulent across the ridge. You get it stable, then it throws you around again. There's the other guys. What I might do is might break off and go into this valley, fly out the coast and then back in, because we're actually heading into that area there where there's a boat. That's where Milford Sound is. Down there. John, nice. Let's see, actually. Shall we just commit into there? Yeah, let's commit into there. we'll fly over the airfield and then out to the coast and back in. Haven't read the pilot briefing yet. not properly anyway. Not sure where Don reporting point is. Maintain 3000 until above northwest of a line joining Williamson and Pate points. Continue descent along the northern side of the Sound towards Dale Point. Fly inbound towards the aerodrome on the southern side of the Sound and report passing Stirling Falls. Okay. Runway 11 is the preferred runway for a straight approach, providing there's no conflict with existing circuit traffic. Otherwise, position overhead to join the left downwind at 1000 foot. Winds are 150 at 5 knots, variable 120 at 190, and QNH 1019. Set 3000 as my next target for the altitude C chord. Yeah, Charles, I couldn't use any other sims. There's Milford Sound down there, one of my favourite freeware sceneries. And we're going to be flying in pretty much through this. Straight in. Gridman, you missed a config flap 3 landing, which is quite sporty. There we are, that's Milford Sound down below. It's with a freeware scenery on flightsim.to. Yeah, Jurassic, you're right. Apparently it is a very heavily touristy destination. There's John. Where is John going? Could fly through that, actually. We could go around there and brake back on ourselves for a bit of fun. I think that's where John's going, actually. Oh, there's John. So we're pretty much going to work to descend out through the coast, and then we're going to try back down here. Trying to see where John's going to punch out below. But they've actually put scenery out here as well, as you can see. Part of this, I really like the scenery. It's great. It's on flightsim.to. It's free. There's John. Wow. Kelly, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is the simulator we're using today. Where's he gone? There he is. So stick the engines on idle. This is stunning.
Queenstown traffic, Skyway 5563 is overflying the airfield for a left circuit, runway 11.
There's St. Anne Point.
Traffic Skyway 2320 is 3 mile final for land.
Milford Sound traffic, Skyway 6062, inbound for the St. Anne Point VRP for the visual runway 11. There we go, got rid of the spam bot. So, we could fly at 3000, like we're supposed to do. Or we could skim the water. So I'm going to go to about 2,000, 1,500 feet I think. Not technically what we should be doing, but we get some good views on the way in.
Milford traffic, Skyway 3843 and ERP St. Anne. Going for the visual runway 11.
Yeah, Jurassic, you'll be fine. We'll be down in pretty much exactly 7 minutes, I think. Joshua, no, it's not. Oh, there he is. St. Anne's VRP. That's Ralph, I think.
Milford Sound traffic, Skyway 5563, short final, runway 11.
This is some great scenery. So I looked at it last start of December, and I've not covered it since. Wesley, you'll see in a minute the runway's not wide or long enough for the 320. We're pushing it in a Cessna Caravan, to be totally honest. Jurassic, man, yeah, good point.
Milford Sound traffic, Skyway 5563 going round.
Pushing the nose down. That's a good shout about the flap fix or flap bug. Milford Sound, Skyway 6062, finals, runway 11. To be fair, I've just gone flaps 2 and not too much of a problem. I have had to trim as I'm doing it though. CB, hello, we are in New Zealand. Flying into Milford Sound. NZMF, for those of you who want to give it a go. We're going to break out to this direction. Committed. Look at that down there. So good. There's the runway. Sort my view out for finals. Make sure my view's nice. There we go, that's what I like. A bit too far maybe.
Milford traffic, Skyway 3843 on the final runway 11.
We're down. And because we're in a bit of a pit in the middle of the valley, it's quite hidden away with lighting. Skyway 6062 is vacated at the end.
Milford traffic, Skyway 3843 going along.
Off he goes. This is a great little piece of scenery. Let's get the strobes off. Come fly with me, no problem at all. And Wesley, I was slamming the brakes. The Cessna Caravan's not great for braking now since the last update, sadly. Just scraping past there. Where does the sim want me to go? All the way in the corner. Jurassic, no problem at all. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again for another one. You have to squeeze through this gap. Over the cones.
Ground traffic, Skyway 6063, on finals, runway 11.
And let's do fuel off and off. RPM. Let's see if I can get a bit of a better view. It's a great little scenery, this. Loads of helicopters modelled in as well, which is quite cool. Statics. But because it's situated right in the valley, it really cuts off with the light. John.
Milford traffic, Skyway 3843 on the final, runway 11.
Nice. You can see we're sort of shrouded by the shadow of the massive mountain behind us. Some tourist boats and things off in the distance. And where's Ralph? There he is. Trying to get to the nice little view I had on my video. It's about here. Josh, so it's the Fly UK tracking system for your flights, basically. Which just reminded me to stop, which is good. Milford Sound. I don't think he's gonna stop. Oh wow, that's close. The brakes really don't work as well as they should since that's the last update. I mean, when I landed, I had full brakes the whole time. Beacon. Why is the engine still going? Oh, that's why I've got starter motor on motor. There we go. So I think that's Ralph gone around. It's great freeware scenery if you're looking for somewhere to fly about in the shadow of a mountain as well. So you'll see how the light changes on the airfield actually if I change the time of day. So around middle of the day it lights up. Let's go to this one actually for a bit, shall we? You can see that, it's great. Absolutely fantastic. Great little bit of scenery. And really visual as well. Visually quite stunning. Let's get some Topaz sky in a picture, shall we? There we go. Get that for the Fly UK server. There's Ralph. Let's do a little circuit. So a lot of people are put off joining Fly UK because you have to do 10 hours in the Cessna Caravan first. But they are all routes like this in New Zealand where you're buzzing around in the caravan, so really, really quite nice. Highly recommend it. Let's see. See if I can catch him on a... There we go. He's just buzzing about now, I think. But there we go, guys. Queenstown from Wellington, which is really cool, with a crash desktop just for a bonus. And if you guys join us for that, of course, zoom out and get the money shot of the entire scenery, shall we, with a drone? And then we've headed out of Queenstown and floated our way back to over to Milford Sound with some really good freeware scenery which you can get on flightsim.to, and as you can see it's quite amazing stuff. Probably next week for a live stream in the future, work in between of course, and some videos to come as well in the meantime. So thank you all for watching. Those of you who flew with me today as well, thank you all of you for tuning in and flying as well. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been two nice little routes actually as well. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already done so, then do click subscribe down below. Join us as a frequent flyer. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you all in the very near future for the next live stream.